Number 2, you once wrote a book promoting a high-protein diet and now recommend a whole food plant-based diet. What personal factors made you change your thinking? Please also tell us how your optometrist found cholesterol in the vessels of your eyes.
Yeah, so I wrote a book called The Expert's Guide to Weight Loss Surgery. And when you go to bariatric surgery conventions, it was kind of funny, in the very early days of weight loss surgery, I would go to these meetings and we would talk about all the science behind weight loss surgery. We'd never talk about food, which is crazy, right? We're there talking about weight loss surgery. We never talk about food. So I wrote a book called The Expert's Guide to Weight Loss Surgery. And it goes over everything, what behavior should be afterwards, what the different surgeries look like, and it was for patients. And in there, I have got a nutrition section, as I should. I paid no attention to that nutrition section. I mean, I really studied what I need to tell people about the surgeries and all that kind of stuff, but the nutrition section was really just a little bit off the cuff, as a lot of the doctors giving advice are basically follow a lot of fad diets. So I was teaching the zone diet at the time, which is a pretty high, 30% of your calories being protein. When I was researching my book, I started noticing a few things. So we eat more protein than any other country in the world. How's it working for us? Not very well. And in fact, if we have the worst health, which we do, if you look at the countries that have the best health, they tend to have a lower protein. And when you look at the blue zone specifically, which are parts of the world where these societies have the longest lives, and of course they have the least heart disease and diabetes and obesity, and you look at their diet, it's actually very low percentage-wise protein, probably about 7 to 8%, whether you're Okinawan or Sardinian or Nicoyan Peninsula, Costa Rica. And what's interesting is breast milk, 7% protein. And it started to occur to me that maybe these lower percentages are better. Now, since then, there's been a lot of research. If you look at the aging literature, they're now finding that protein may be what ages us. By some very complicated pathways, if you want to get into it. But we are now finding that protein may be associated with aging. Protein has been implicated in cancer. And it's not just the protein, right? It's the other things that come with it. So the hypertension, diabetes, all of these things can be implicated to be correlated with animal protein consumption. This really kind of took me by surprise. And I thought if I go on a low protein diet, all my muscle would go away and I would shrink down to nothing and I wouldn't be athletic. I got more athletic. I got more muscle when I ate less protein, which was a little bit strange. And so I had always kind of, as the years went on, had that kind of thing in my mind about, oh my God, I told people through this book, though that book wasn't a bestseller by any means. But every time I look at the cover of that book, it bothers me. I had black hair. I was so young.
I kind of like that you did write that book because we don't know. And it's okay as a doctor to be like, hey, listen, I didn't know, but now I do know. And it makes you very real and relatable.
Yeah, I get a lot of weird stuff on social media, like, oh, you're just saying this stuff because you're vegan. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm vegan because I've done all this research and now believe this stuff because the evidence is so clear on it. It's not like I'm making facts because I'm vegan because of the facts.
And so many people weren't raised vegan. And they ate, a standard American diet. I ate a standard American diet growing up. I wish I didn't, but...
I ate a standard American diet until I went and got my eyes examined.
Yes.
It was kind of a combination of two things at one time, getting the life insurance policy test, and at that same time I got my eyes examined. And you just go to that optometrist, you don't expect them to see anything. You're like, just give me the glasses prescription. And she kind of was like looking really carefully, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, you've got a lot of cholesterol deposits in your eye. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. My cholesterol's fine. She's like, I would get that checked out. And then I got my cholesterol back from my life insurance policy test. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
And yeah, that was eye-opening because literally. Because I don't, as a doctor, you have a little bit of this kind of complex, like it can't happen to me.
Yeah.
I'm counseling patients on cholesterol. I'm going out and eating the steaks and the things like that. And what's amazing is, so I go to a friend of mine who's an internal medicine doctor. Oh, no problem, I'll put you on a statin. Now, I know the side effects of statins. There's tons of them. And I already had elevated liver function tests, so I wasn't even sure if I could have a statin because I had fat in my liver.
Oh, boy.
And so, and I see my patients, they're on a statin and they're on another statin, they still get a heart attack. And so now on a plant-based diet, my cholesterol's perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, no medications.
And no more cholesterol in the vessels in your eyes.
Yeah, no more cholesterol in the vessels, and I'm all good.